It's like Mrs. Haversham. You know Mrs. Haversham? You know, when you got a lot of expensive stuff, but nobody to take care of it. That's what happens when you have 42 parks and facilities, and labor rates just keep going up and up. You know, you got this huge weed. It's probably been sitting here for a good month. And you've got somebody that comes here and supposedly maintains the parks and left the big weed there on the entrance of the park. So my argument is, you know, why do we have 42 parks? Why do we have 42 parks and facilities? Why do we have 7 baseball diamonds? The whole city's like literally 8 minutes across by car. And you got so many of these facilities. That made sense at a time when land was plentiful. We had real cheap labor. People worked for $1.50 an hour or whatever. When I first moved to Burbank, when I first moved to Burbank, it was 5 years since my first retail job. And at my first retail job, I made $3.36 an hour. So just to give you an idea how much rates have gone up, labor rates. So now that labor rates are, you know, what they are, you got people expecting everything to stay the same. I'm like, guys, you can't maintain 42 parks and facilities at today's costs without, you know, raising taxes. And honestly, in all of my time, 31 years of living in Burbank, you know, I occasionally go to a park. I occasionally go
turn right.
Occasionally go out. I occasionally do that stuff. So, you know, how many of those do we need to have a good time? And of course, you know, all these facilities are not fully utilized to their best and highest purpose. But the weed is just sort of that's a window for me as to, you know, how people manage their business. Of course, Parks and Recreational say, oh, you know, you're just a tyrant and a bully, and like the city attorney said to me, not the current one, the previous one. I'm like, no, I'm putting light on your subject. You need lots of light on your subject, folks. You need it because as I drive through my town, the town I live in, and pay taxes in, and I'm a resident in, and I'm a citizen of this town, I see that we got way too much luxury, and we're expecting way too much, and we don't have the money to maintain it. So this city operates in a perpetual state of deficit. You know, sell and lease the properties that you don't really need. And I'm not talking about Lincoln Park here. I'm talking about if you need money to manage your business, in this case, the city's business, or AKA the people's business, what you do is sell those vacant buildings, like the one on 10 Magnolia, Americold Storage. Sell that puppy. You know, I asked the city for a meeting to give them ideas. I'm a real estate developer. I've owned large properties.
0.1 miles.
Not as big as Jeff Worth. He's a whole nother level of developer. I'm just an itty bitty developer compared to that billionaire. But, you know, everybody should be listening to everybody, not just Jeff Worth. If my name was Jeff Worth and I called you on the phone, you'd take a meeting, wouldn't you? You know, I recently called and asked to have a meeting with my county supervisor, and I'd been a resident in this district for 3 decades. And, you know, it's the dog and pony show. No offense. I like those people. They're nice people. But if you call your city, your county supervisor once in 3 decades about a concern over fraud and waste of property, and I'm talking about county-owned property, you would think they would say, okay, we'll take a meeting for 10 minutes.
Your destination.
You know, I've had meetings with people at higher offices, at bigger positions than that. But okay, if that's how you feel, I get it. So anyway, folks, that's my rant for the day.